afternoon. Oh man, that didn't feel as girthy as it normally does.
Why not?
The enthusiasm is just lacking.
No, I just think we're down a man. That's all it is.
But we're not down a man. What are you talking about?
You know, I just missed the sound of a good afternoon through a muffly, bushy beard.
Oh, yeah.
I just missed that, bro.
I mean, Nick's kind of got one.
That's not the
Working
same.
it.
Yeah.
That's
But it's not the same.
You're trying to fill in for Zach's beard. Not for Zach, but his beard.
What, for Jackie? I'm confused.
That's how she knows. Hey guys, yeah, Zach's not here. This is the first week without Zach. We're embarking on a new journey here on Why Is This a Thing? Hopefully he'll be back pretty soon.
Yeah.
I hope he hasn't died yet.
Jesus. Well, he's in boot camp. So
Yeah.
your chances are you're not gonna die.
I saw Full Metal Jacket. I know how shit goes down.
That guy killed himself.
I know.
What are you worried Zach's gonna,
I'm just worried that he gets the nickname Gomer Pyle and things go south.
The Navy's not as bad as the Marines. It's easy. He'll be fine. It's whatever.
It's easy.
I did. By the way, this is not my own point of view. I'm just going to quote something that I heard from someone else. They're like, oh, your friend Zach's going into the military. What branch? I go, Navy. They go, so he's a pussy. Now, again,
Oh my
I am not
come on.
speaking from any level of expertise. I'm not making any character judgment on Navy people. From what I understand, though, kind of easy to be in the Navy.
Okay, well, here's my question. Was this person you asked also a Marine?
No.
This is U.S. Marine propaganda. Is what it
That's
is.
what it sounds like to me.
Oh, so the Marines are just, they're like the vegans of the Marine, or of the military.
We're talking about guys here who, for every 2 push-ups, they count it as 1.
Oh, that's a Marine?
Yes.
Yeah, they do 2 push-ups and they go 1, 2, 3.
They are the jockiest douchebags you could possibly imagine. It's
The
great,
Navy
but-
doesn't count that way?
I mean, I think it started because they didn't know how to count, and it just kind of became.
Whoa!
Oh, shots fired, no pun intended.
All we
Not
know.
the Navy.
What if Zach comes back like super gay? Isn't that the big cliche?
Is that what happens?
He's a sailor.
Yeah, he's a sailor. He
Oh.
fucks dudes. You know.
He comes home and he's a member of the village people.
But still happily married to Jackie. That's
Right.
important.
He's got a thick mustache, no beard whatsoever.
A big like black Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yes, short shorts.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, Zach in short
You
shorts.
could sail the 7 seas in the Navy.
You know what he told me about before he left? We were talking about that musical number from Hail Caesar.
Yes.
We Ain't Got Dames, and just talking about how fucking gay that.
Channing Tatum dancing on the tables.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I adore that scene.
but it's incredibly like homoerotic.
So homoerotic. You know what
Is it
wasn't
from Magic Mike?
No, actually.
another phenomenal film though?
what movie is Channing Tatum dancing like a sailor in a homoerotic scene, and you're telling me it's not Magic Mike?
You're not
What is this,
familiar
Magic
with
Mike
the Coen
2?
brothers, are you?
Hail Caesar. Hail Caesar.
You're telling me that's what?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
dancing like a sailor in a homoerotic fashion, and then he becomes like the leader of a communist cult.
Yes.
That still sounds like Magic Mike. I don't.
Well, fair point.
Underrated, Hail Caesar. You know what movie didn't have a lot of homoerotic undertones? Or maybe it did in a weird way. Showgirls.
I was like, is he going to say Showgirls? I
saying
think he's going to
Showgirls.
say Showgirls.
I guess.
I think it definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that was the point,
Well,
but I think it was there.
in parts. Sure.
I also think it's funny that you mentioned Full Metal Jacket earlier because I had a note about Showgirls and Full Metal Jacket.
What?
What?
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Lay it on me. Let's
We'll get to it when we get
All
to
right,
it.
all right. What a tease. What a tease.
Full Metal Jacket. This is my rifle. This is my gun.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
Nothing so on the nose.
Okay.
A jelly donut. Okay, let's talk about this movie. So, Showgirls has
Jumping straight in, okay.
yeah.
Diving straight in.
What? Any more foreplay you want to engage in?
that we need to talk about.
Yeah, I got nothing. You got anything?
big. I mean, you did hustle Relay for Life the other day.
Don't tell this story.
Yes,
this
you
is not a good.
hustled-
This is a bad.
No, it's a good-
This is a bad story.
No, it's
I don't want
not.
this out there.
Yeah, well, I want it out there. The truth needs to be known.
Oh, jeez. All right, go ahead. Tell your
Nico
story.
flat out hustled Relay for Life.
That's not true.
It's completely true.
Let me ask you a question. Did the money go to the cancer people, or did the money not go to the cancer people?
Someone stole the money. No.
Here's
No,
what happened.
Nico-
Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain what happened. I just bought a new cornhole set,
Yeah.
and it sucks. It's a really shitty. I got it on Black Friday from Kohl's. $40, fell apart instantly. The beanbags opened up. The board became the legs gave out on the board. It's real shit. So I went to Relay for Life to support my friends who were, in quotation marks, with you, who were raising money for people with cancer and research for cancer. And I'm like, okay, I always go to this thing. Because I'm a mensch. You know that,
Yes.
Adam. I'm a big mensch. So they're raffling off this cornhole set, my friends, quote unquote. And I'm like, cool, I want that. How much do I got to pay you to rig this raffle to get me the cornhole set? And turns out, like anything in life, Adam, there's a price. And I found the price and I got it. So I don't know exactly what your problem is. I gave the money to the cancer people. It was a fairly decent sum.
Sure.
I got a little deal on the cornhole set, not gonna lie, but it's for a good cause.
The amount of times your name was put in that jar was far more than what you actually paid for. I mean, you probably okay. There was let me see. There was like maybe 30 little tickets in there, and about 25 of those were you. $5 each, by the way. You fucking hustled us, man.
I didn't hustle anybody.
To your credit, I mean, very persuasive for some reason. I mean, Abby was very willing to give this one to you.
Absolutely, she was.
But
I said, "What's your price?" She gave me a price.
She literally, once you left, she was filling out like 10 other slips and just throwing them in.
Okay, first of all, I was not engaged in that behavior. It's
Yes.
no collusion on my part.
no,
I can't control what she did after I left.
I'm a little disappointed.
I have
in
nothing
Abby.
to do with the Russians trying to get me elected, okay? Nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's not like the cornhole set was gonna go to a kid with cancer. All right? It was gonna go to some schmuck who paid $5 to get a raffle ticket in a jar. All right? It's not like I stole from I gave
What?
the money.
What
Let me
makes
ask you
you
something.
better?
What?
Would you
Yes.
have given more money if she said a higher price?
Yes.
Then you ripped them off.
Oh, well, I negotiated. That's capitalism, Nick.
You negotiated on cancer?
I negotiated for a good. First of all, you
You
could
negotiated for a good cause.
if I may defend myself for a second, although it doesn't feel so good in this moment.
So you did this
Your
for
girlfriend
you
said to me, "Hey, Nico, you mind throwing in a little more money so we can cross a certain threshold?" And I'm like, "Sure, here's a
Yes.
little more money." So listen, I'm in it. It's for a good cause.
So no. So hold on. You did this for the good cause, not for
My
your.
point is that the financial transaction to obtain that cornhole set
Okay.
is separate and apart from my desire to help cancer kids. Is that fair?
What? I don't care about that other stuff.
How much money did you give to cancer research this year?
40.
$40.
All right. How much was that cornhole set? Retail.
Probably a little more. I don't know.
A little more plus the tickets that would have had to have gone into with your name on it.
I know, but you made more than the price. Okay, put it this way. If I was not involved, you would have raffled off that cornhole set between 9 motherfuckers in that jar, and you wouldn't have made a profit on the cornhole set. So I pushed it over the edge.
Are you sure about that?
The money went to the cancer kids. It doesn't matter. Or I don't know where cancer research,
You know-
whatever the fundraiser
You
was.
don't think it's slightly morally ambiguous
Can you imagine
here?
them just handing out $10 bills to these cancer kids? Like, here you go, kid. You got some
once,
cash.
listen, once they bought the raffle ticket, it doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't. The money got to the I didn't change the amount of money going to the cancer people. If
Mattered
anything,
to
I
you.
boosted it.
Yeah, I think the cornhole set was slightly more important than cancer here and cancer research.
I think the bigger problem is that we're just ignoring. We're conflating the two problems, right? One is that he rigged
Yes.
something in the first place, which is really the problem.
Yes.
If George
You don't
Bush
wriggle-
can win the presidency through the Supreme Court, I can fucking win a cornhole set with a rigged raffle. I'm sorry.
For Relay for Life, though.
Dude,
If it was anything else.
I don't give a shit, man. Listen, that is a minor crime in the grand scheme of human corruption. That is a minor crime. That is one blemish in the travesty that is the American story.
I love Abby, but she's not even totally off the hook for this. I get it. But it all starts with you.
I said, what's the price? She gave me the price. I paid it. I'm sorry. That to me is capitalism. And it's capitalism, more importantly, for a cause. And I felt good about it.
What about all those other tickets that you didn't pay for?
Well, you know. Sometimes nepotism is involved, too. That's capitalism, my friend. I'm sorry.
Capitalism that makes you feel good.
I slept like a baby last night.
Of course you did. And I delivered them very graciously to you this morning.
He slept on his cornhole with the bean bags just tucked in. And
I feel no guilt for this. I need a new cornhole set. I know the other old man really wanted it, but you know what?
What if he's listening to this right now? What if he's a big fan secretly?
Okay, I can't believe we spent 10 minutes talking about this cornhole
this
story.
is going to get picked up in the Hartford Courant. Dude. This is going to be a scandal.
This poor old man came up to us yesterday.
Oh my God.
And was like, yo, I want to play some cornhole with you guys because Adam and I were fucking around on the set.
Yep.
And he goes, all right, let's play. And he like crushes us 21-2 because the dude
Oh my God.
is like, I wouldn't call him a professional cornhole player, but he's definitely a cornhole enthusiast. So he really wanted this set. So I feel a little bad that I took it away from him. However, I did spend 10 minutes yesterday listening to this guy explain cornhole strategy to me, so I don't feel that bad. I think I had a net positive effect on the world yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway,
If you can sleep soundly tonight.
I can.
Okay.
I'm sick of you trying to make me feel bad. All right. Anyway, Nick.
Now let's feel worse. By talking about this movie.
Why'd you guys pick this movie? What was I supposed to take away?
Well,
Nothing.
Go ahead.
What do you? Okay. Well,
I mean, there's some messages in this movie. I'm just not sure they apply to me.
I don't think they apply to anybody, but
I mean, there's definitely a couple people I could see watching this movie and being like, man, I needed that, you know?
Well, this is notoriously known as like one of the worst movies ever made. So, we had to talk about it. We've talked about Paul Verhoeven before on this podcast.
We have.
Yes, with Starship Troopers, which was released right after this, actually. So, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, and I don't know. I think there's a lot to talk about this in regards to the why is this a thing criteria.
I was actually wondering if this was considered a bad movie or not, or if it like did well. No, I'm serious. I really was.
What do you mean?
Watching it. I was watching it, and I was like, did this movie flop, or was it okay? Did people like? What do people think of it? Because I don't know. I had no idea. What
on a
people thought
box
of it.
office point of view, that's interesting. Let me see.
Oh God, it flopped.
Are you sure?
It's a
Did it?
massive bomb. Yes.
Because I could see a lot of people just going to this movie to get their rocks off.
One of the most well-known bombs ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cost $45 to make.
What? Wait a minute.
$45 to make.
$45 million to make.
Okay, I thought you literally meant it cost $45.
No, 45. Same as the price of a cornhole set, turns out. Listen, showgirls.
Really tells you the value.
$45 million. Grossed $37 million. Okay, so it lost money.
Oh yeah.
It didn't lose money. Okay, I've seen worse, but yes, that certainly is a bomb, no question. Yeah, it's considered one of the worst movies of all time. It's considered a scandalous movie for obvious reasons. It was NC-17, had not like huge stars, but recognizable names. The woman Elizabeth Berkley, Adam explained this to me before we started watching, was one of the main characters on Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
And so
Who's she?
Who does she play?
in Saved by the Bell?
Hold on.
I haven't seen Saved by the Bell in years.
Yep. Well, she's like the kind of go getter like
Jesse.
yeah, like
Jesse Spano. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, she's like the one who's like always like organizing the events at the school. She's very like goody goody.
I felt like I recognized her, and it's very disturbing knowing where I recognize her from.
Yeah. I mean, I first of all, like it was kind of interesting seeing her in this because I hate Saved by the Bell more than anything. Terrible show.
I just know the theme song.
But
How can you even have an opinion on Saved by the Bell?
what do you mean? I've seen plenty of the show.
I know, but I'm just saying, like it's not trying to be
S-E-V-A-D, Saved by the Bell. Isn't that the theme?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
like not even close to what it is. Come on, dude. Get your Saved by the Bell facts straight. Jesus Christ.
I don't feel like Saved by the Bell is trying to revolutionize television. I don't know why you have such a strong opinion on it.
Any show with Mario Lopez isn't really trying to revolutionize
It
television.
doesn't need to revolutionize television. That's not why I'm criticizing it. It's just bad.
What do you?
It's
sounds
just
like you have
bad.
Such a
What do you
strong
want?
opinion. Why can't you just be like, nah, not for me? Like, just leave it at that, you know?
Because it's not. It goes beyond that. It's not for me, sure, but yeah, it's also bullshit.
Oh, here we go. Why did I think it was S-A-V-E-D, Saved by the Bell?
You're just crazy.
Oh, I know this song. Oh, I like that theme. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And there we are, demonetized.
Yeah. That is it.
Demonetized and in a political corruption scandal. Unbelievable what we just accomplished in 15 minutes. So she was in Saved by the Bell. This was her sort of, I guess, coming out party.
Yeah, it's like her, Miley Cyrus moment, I suppose,
Right. I'm not just the good girl from the Disney sitcom. I'm gonna be an adult.
I'm going to fool around with Kyle MacLachlan in funny ways. Uncomfortable ways. Aggressive ways.
I was very comfortable.
You were comfortable?
I've never been more comfortable.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's his boy, Kyle MacLachlan.
Listen, I'm sorry, but like, Dale Cooper can do whatever he wants. All right.
I could see this being like, because I've now seen how many episodes of Twin Peaks? I've seen a couple episodes now.
Not enough.
Not the new ones, though,
No,
right?
not the new
enough.
ones yet.
Oh,
I still
the
gotta-
new ones.
I still got to finish that the new season. I actually got to start it.
Could this be an alternate reality Twin
No.
Peaks episode? No?
Well, yeah, you say that now, but you haven't watched the new season. This fits squarely in the new
Does it?
the new Twin Peaks. Oh, the new Twin Peaks is so fucking batshit crazy. No, actually, that is a Why Is This a Thing podcast.
I would love to do that.
That is. If we picked out like a couple episodes, we could do. Man, I mean, there's like 18 of them, so we couldn't spend that much time. But maybe if we did just like one Twin Peaks podcast, season 3, we could go on for 3 hours.
Do I need to see the other seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Anyway, I got a tweet a few weeks ago. A listener Audrey, tweeted us and was like, "Why have you not done Showgirls yet on Why Is This a Thing? That would be like perfect for you guys." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we've been kicking it around for a while. Never really saw a reason. We've been doing these themed months. This seemed like the week. Let's just bite the bullet." And this is a special kind of bad.
Oh, yeah.
I guess not in the way that I was expecting. You know?
Well, it's like, it's a terrible movie, but it's like kind of well made. Like professionally well made. It's professionally done, rather.
Sure.
As opposed to like,
Like
that's so annoying to say. But like you could tell like there was a lot invested into this movie, and it was just a complete train wreck, which is always the more fascinating stories to me.
right.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a kind of a weird opinion on this movie. I kind of didn't hate it. No, like I'm being.
Really?
I didn't hate it.
I wouldn't say
didn't
I
like
hate it, but
I didn't really like.
oh god, Nick likes it.
No, I don't like it. I'm just because it's not good.
He's
but-
about to defend it. No,
Yeah.
I can see it coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Here comes the devil's advocate sweeping in. He's kind of like darkly lit. You see, like he's kind of the way that the lighting is hitting your face in this room. It kind of looks like you're Satan. Yeah, there it is.
There, I was gonna say.
Here comes
Is that
the
what you
devil's
want?
advocate.
No, now it's very much. Like
I
that.
think Showgirls is an okay movie.
I thought it was okay.
Well, it's funny you say that, Nick. Funny you say that. Because this movie is one of the most dominant Razzie performers in the history of the Razzies.
That's interesting.
Winner of Best Picture. Or Worst Picture, I should say. Winner of Worst Actress. Worst Screen Couple. Worst Director. Worst Screenplay. Worst New Star. and Worst Original Song. Also nominated for Worst Actor, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Supporting Actress, and Worst Drama.
Jesus. It's like the Titanic of the Razzies.
I'll give you the creme de la creme. In 1996, winner of Worst Picture of the Decade. They did a 10-year anniversary show, Worst of the Decade.
Wow. Is it that bad?
Yes.
I mean, maybe it is.
I think it's that
Like,
bad.
I don't know if it's just I'm in a weird mood today, or I just got off working for like 3 hours and I popped this on, and I was eating a meal. I don't know. I just
Maybe it's the
and
tits.
maybe it's just because we watched so many things that no, it really wasn't that. Because actually, I thought that was just that was over the top for me. I was like, why?
Yeah. Did you
Get
watch this?
desensitized.
Did you, well, oh my God, yeah. Did you watch this with Michaela?
No,
Okay, good.
definitely not. No, I honestly, maybe it's just because of all the bad movies we typically watch, things like where I'm just kind of like, this didn't have that same. I don't know, something about it. I
It
just
wasn't as
didn't hate it.
proficiently made.
There's nothing like to me as far as like there's, like
There were
when,
a few themes in it that I picked out that I thought were interesting.
but do
There
you
were
know
a few things it was trying to say, I guess, and I was like, I could see where it's going.
it doesn't make me like cringe in the way some of those other movies do, though. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we watch a lot of movies on this podcast that are like they make you uncomfortable because of how poorly made they are. And this, I agree, though, it wasn't like that at all. It was just bad. But
Like, I didn't particularly enjoy the plot or care about the characters.
What plot?
well,
Right, I mean,
What? There's no plot.
no.
There's very little plot. It's just hanging out with naked women in Vegas, which sounds like a great time for 20 minutes.
And some great lap dances, Nico.
And I guess
Right.
you got some McLaughlin in there. You got
and
that
I will say
McLaughlin ass.
this movie had no right being as long as it was.
Oh my God, yeah.
the gall of this movie, really.
2 hours.
Yeah.
But
should have been hour 20.
If that. But no, I agree though. This hits kind of a weird mark for me, where it's like I haven't really experienced this kind of bad before. Because, like you said, it's not like Neil Breen. I mean, not even close. But it's not like Gotti either.
Well, how about we put it this way? A Neil Breen movie is bad in execution. Showgirls is bad in intention. Right? Like, this movie should have never been made as good or bad as it may have been executed.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So no level
Like,
of
it shouldn't have been greenlit.
Sure.
Which is what
They
I
should
came
have,
to.
like, they read the script and they should have been like, no.
Yeah. Oh my. The script.
So like Adam said at some points, like, oh, the cinematography is kind of interesting, or Paul Verhoeven is moving the camera in a totally acceptable way.
He's blocking his
Right.
actors perfectly fine.
Right. So and I'm like, sure, fine. But
I feel like even a lot of the I'm going to say this. I feel like the acting wasn't like good or bad. It wasn't really like there wasn't anything particularly like terrible. Like a particular I can't think of a particular thing that I was just like that was horribly done.
I thought Elizabeth Berkley was atrocious.
Yes, so did I.
I mean, she wasn't good, but like I thought it balances out with like you have Bad Boy Dale Cooper, who I love the whole time, right? So
And the girl
I'm being
from
serious, right? Like he kind of makes up for it.
and then the girl who from the chicken scene from Killer Joe.
Yeah, that's the mother from Killer Joe, if you didn't pick that up.
Which one?
The celebrity dancer.
yeah.
The
Gina
Crystal?
Gershon. Yeah, Crystal.
Yeah.
Gina Gershon is the actress's name.
I did not know that.
So there you go.
She was in
Cool.
that, and then she was in this. Or
I mean, she was fine, right? I mean,
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like they're not. It's not bad across the board. I was just telling this to Nico while we were watching that. I just think the biggest issue with this film is simply the script more than anything.
Right.
I really.
you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say that this movie gets a worse rap than it should, partially because it does go so over the top with the tits and sex and everything.
Sure.
Part of it.
Like Roger Ebert didn't even hate this movie.
I'll give you Roger Ebert's review. I'll give you an excerpt right here. If the plot and screenplay are juvenile, the production values are first rate, and the lead performance by newcomer Elizabeth Berkley has a fierce energy that's always interesting.
Yep.
Sorry, Raj. You got to take the L on that one. Bad take, Roger Ebert. Bad take.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad of a take.
Okay, but Elizabeth Berkley is is absolutely awful in this movie.
Yes.
I really have to stress that. I could not. There's nothing right about her performance whatsoever. I think it's terrible.
You want some names that were
I think the problems are a lot deeper than that, though.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm not.
It's like
I'm not
going to
discounting
attack
that, but-
her for everything else that's wrong with this.
Yeah.
I'll give
If
you some-
everything else was better and she was the worst part, we'd probably forgive it.
But if I'm like to do a checklist of things, it's like, okay, is it well directed? It's fairly well directed. Is it shot well? Yes. Is it edited well? Yes. Is the production value pretty high? Yeah. Are there some good actors? Yeah. But
put it this way, it's not I oftentimes don't find myself offended by a movie's like intention. I don't. I'm usually like, if the movie's well made, I can forgive whatever sort of moral problems I have with the script.
and there's a ton.
Right. This one just felt offensive.
Yes.
Like, this just felt like exploitative, offensive. It's like, no matter how well you shoot this or no matter how well you act this, I am offended that this movie exists. And that's something I very rarely feel about movies.
And I agree with you there.
And so, you know,
There's definitely a significant part of this film where I definitely felt strongly that way.
right. Why is this happening? Why is it happening in this way? What are you
Why
trying
did
to
they
tell
write
me?
this in? Yeah, that. And obviously, we're all talking about the very horrible like
Scene with Kyle
aggressive rape
MacLachlan
scene.
coming in a strip club.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
No, I'm talking about
I was
the
a
rape
lot
scene.
more worried about the rape scene than
no, the
Kyle
rape-
MacLachlan
oh,
coming. I can live with that.
I am
In
also
fact,
more- yes.
Put that on a loop in the background.
How do you like this, Kyle MacLachlan? I was ready for the Kyle MacLachlan to show up.
Did we miss out on some McLaughlin cock?
MacLachlan, yeah, we did.
McLaughlin? We did? Yeah, I guess we did.
I'm
Special
MacLachlan's
Agent Dale
Glock,
Cooper.
as they say.
Ooh, I like that. We got his ass, though. We got a decent ass.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just sort of offended by the mere existence of this movie more than anything else. So I couldn't get past some of the proficiencies.
Sure.
I'll give you some names. Listen to this list: Pamela
are
Anderson, Angelina
Okay.
Jolie, Denise Richards, Charlize Theron. All auditioned for the role.
Oh, my God.
All were rejected in favor of whatever her hell the name is, Elizabeth Berkley. All rejected in Elizabeth Berkley's favor.
You're telling me all these people auditioned?
Yes.
How did they even get them to audition?
I don't
I
know.
guess they weren't that big of stars in 1995.
But no, there was a lot of people who were trying to get this movie made, and I've actually seen a lot of interviews with Kyle MacLachlan talking about how much he actually loved the script when he read it. Yeah,
That's bizarre.
no, he's like, oh, I thought the script was really like transgressive and sexy, and it just looked like a lot of fun, and you know, then we did the movie, and it was great, and then I went skiing. And then I came back, and the movie was horrible.
Can you imagine? You go skiing for one day.
That's kind of how the story sounds when he says it.
Well, Paul Verhoeven directs, but also directs the script from the same guy who wrote Basic Instinct, which 3 years earlier was a smash hit, was a really popular movie, and it makes a lot of sense. Paul Verhoeven and Joe Esterhaas, who I guess is like another German fuck, wrote two very erotic thrillers. One of them, box office smash, another one a flop. So I guess the pedigree is there, right? I just think like the dude is kind of a perv, and it takes a special kind of German to make a movie like this and to write a movie like this.
I love that quote. It
What?
takes a special kind of German to make a movie like this. Oh, Nico.
Do you know why Paul Verhoeven is listed in the credits as Jan Janssen or Jan Jansen? I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced.
What?
He is credited under a pseudonym.
Why?
I'm asking you.
I have no idea.
Okay, I just saw it on
Am I-
IMDb.
Ow. Is it because he doesn't want to be associated with this movie or something?
Maybe. Let me look this up real quick. Jan
Did
Jansen.
he realize it was bad?
Do you think he realized it was bad when he was making it?
Listen, if Paul Verhoeven feels shame about a movie, that's how you
pretty
know
bad.
that it's bad.
This man made. That's true.
This guy made a lot of trashy shit.
No, not a lot. He made some good ones.
No, he made some good ones, but just like trashy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I want to believe that he had shame. Go ahead. Tell us the plot of this movie, Nicholas.
The plot. I mean, I'll tell you what I can.
Good luck.
I mean, I will say this: the plot is pretty cyclical.
Good word.
Yeah, true.
Good word.
So opens up with our lead Nomi hitchhiking on the side of the road, gets picked up, brought to Vegas, and I mean, opens up with sort of this, Vegas is a paradise kind of thing. She wins at the slots. The guy's gonna help her get a job. Then next thing you know, paradise is lost, and she has lost all of her money, and the guy's driven away with her suitcase, and it goes to shit from there.
Right. And she's very upset about it.
And she's upset about it for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden some other stranger just befriends her, lets her move in, and everything's great again. So that was kind of pointless.
I want to take a second, though, to talk about how violently she ate her dinner that night. Our main character, Numi. So she meets her BFF, who's like, you can stay with me. But as they're sitting at the dinner table, she's like so pissed off that the guy ran off. She starts flinging her French fries everywhere. And I feel like violent eating was a main character beat. That was like a through line.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah,
That's part of her fierce performance.
Her fierce performance. Oh my God.
Roger Ebert loves a sloppy dinner scene. I guess that's what it was.
It's fairly well known.
Flinging French fries, the burgers is
Roger
like falling
Ebert,
apart.
Roger Ebert has been involved with many a sloppy, fierce dinner scenes. That guy. Come on, dude.
Well, once he got his jaw removed, I'm sure it wasn't that clean.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry.
That was mean.
That wasn't nice.
I'm sorry.
One jaw down. So
Damn. I love it.
She's in Vegas with the dream of being a dancer, a professional dancer. Not sure what that means, and I'm not sure she knows what that means either.
I think you're absolutely correct.
But in the meantime, she's a stripper, right?
Sure.
Paying the bills that way, and her best friend roommate works for a hotel that does one of these. I don't know what you'd call it exactly. One of these dance performances.
Is burlesque show the way to describe it?
I don't know if it's burlesque exactly.
How erotic.
Burlesque is a very particular style.
Okay.
Are they this explicit?
In burlesque, I don't think they are.
Yeah,
actually.
I didn't think they were
this
either.
is more explicit. So this is, it's like a upscale strip joint, I guess you'd say, right? I mean,
I was asking Adam about this because I don't know if like shows like this actually exist.
Why were you
They
asking
probably
me?
do.
I mean,
They probably do. I don't know, but in Vegas,
it didn't seem like that far fetched.
Put it this way: it is too theatrical to be sexy, and too erotic to be good theater.
Yes,
That's the problem. So it's like they take their tops
sort of
off.
like this movie.
Right. They take
No,
their tops
seriously.
off. No, it's true. And they're dancing and they're doing like gymnastics, but there's kind of a sexual component, but it's more of an artistic component.
Yeah, I know.
And they, the plot of this movie or an integral part is that the show becomes a smash success. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
the media is
I think
covering
it
it.
was.
The
It
gr-
already was.
The star of it's like this massive star. I have never heard of a show like this gain, like a Cirque du Soleil with boobs, gain any sort of national notoriety, and that's what the implication of this movie is.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's an implication that it's national. I think there's an implication that it goes as far as Vegas.
Yeah, like as an attraction just for Vegas.
All right, let me put it this way. At one point, the characters kicked around the idea of casting Paula Abdul and Janet Jackson in the lead roles. So
Yeah.
that implies there's a national audience. You don't call Janet Jackson to do a titty show if people aren't paying attention to it.
She's done a titty show before.
I was gonna say I don't think it's that far fetched.
Well, I guess. Fair point. 100 million people watch that titty show. though.
Exactly. There you go.
No, Paula Abdul ain't doing this show.
She might.
Nah, Pauly.
Yeah, she might. What do you think, Nick?
Well, but then they also kind of say, yeah, well, we can't afford those kind of salaries, so
Yeah, we can't afford them because we're not like. Because you got to pay Paula Abdul a lot of money to show her tits.
Yes.
That's why. Paula Abdul ain't showing her tits.
They can't just get like a porn star. There's plenty of those in Vegas at that point.
yeah, I don't know what they were going for here. But long story short, though, it's essentially some sort of topless erotic theatrical dance routine with a full cast, and so her friend works there in the backstage, and she ends up meeting this lead star, Crystal, and I guess Crystal sort of insults her.
Yeah.
And this becomes a pretty
Contentious relationship.
yeah. I mean, basically, Crystal's like, basically, you're not dancing, you're being a prostitute, and and she's saying, no, I'm not. Like the whole time, she's saying, I'm not a whore, and she works at a strip club. She,
Right.
it continues from there. Anyways, Crystal comes back to the strip club at one point with I don't know the producer of the show. Played by Kyle MacLachlan, Zach something.
Yes.
And she pays for Nomi to give Zach a lap dance.
Yes.
And this is a weird scene.
You think?
Gina Gershon sitting in the corner as
She's like, I'll pay
Elizabeth.
$500 and I'll just watch.
Yeah, Elizabeth Berkley thrusting full frontal nudity, thrusting on a clothed Kyle MacLachlan as he reaches orgasm. Yeah, pretty bizarre scene.
It's kind of what I was talking about, though. Like, Nick, this was a comfortable thing?
No, I was joking. I was
Okay,
not
okay,
comfortable.
all right. I see.
No.
Like, I'm sorry, but like,
It was weird.
like if I'm Kyle MacLachlan, I'd be like, yeah, you don't have to do that. Like, you can calm down. Like just do something normal, not like the freaky alien shit. But
Talk to me about the hair.
She had hair?
The MacLachlan hair.
Oh.
Talk to me about it.
His bad boy hair?
Yeah.
Like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3 when he became Venom?
I was thinking Chris Angel Mind Freak, but
I'll
to
go
each
with-
his own.
I'll go with Tobey Maguire. I like that. That's
What do
a
you
good
think
one.
of
Yeah, just
bad
sort of
bad boy
Off to the
MacLachlan?
side.
He's always a bad boy.
Not
You
always.
have not seen Special Agent Dale Cooper.
Haven't you seen Dune?
Haven't you seen Twin Peaks seasons 1 and 2?
Clearly not.
Oh, wait till season 3 though. Oh, does Cooper do a lot of fucking?
I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw Kyle MacLachlan pop up on the screen.
Is that what made this tolerable for you, though?
That was one of the major points for me that really just kind of made
Okay.
it very watchable.
All right.
For some reason,
not
this
gonna
dude
lie,
does a lot of erotic thrillers. He does Blue Velvet,
True.
and he has sex a lot in that movie.
All right.
Um,
He's also in Portlandia. Very erotic.
is,
Very erotic.
is he erotic in Portlandia?
Oh, yeah.
Here, look, MacLachlan could have been like a massive star, but for some reason he's been relegated to the weird shit. Just because I think he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's
He
a
just
weirdo.
Likes it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
think
is what he
that's-
likes doing.
But that dude could have easily been like a mainstream romantic lead. He's like really like attractive, classically attractive, charismatic. But he just loves David Lynch and Paul Verhoeven so much. That's the problem.
I feel like he would have like ended up in some weird scandal by now if he was that famous.
yeah, maybe that's a good.
This
point.
lets him get away with all of his, drug smuggling and
His
whatever
drug
else he's
smuggling.
doing. Whatever
You
else
think he's
he's
a
doing.
drug smuggler?
MacLachlan's
what he's-
really good in the movie High Flying Bird, the Steven Soderbergh movie that came out this year.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Recommend. He plays like essentially the commissioner of the NBA,
Ah, okay.
and he's like this scumbag, and you get to see him in a sauna. Incredible scene.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
just want to put that out there. Guy's still working,
Yes, he is.
still getting work done, and gives one
Right.
of like the 10 best television performances of all time on Twin Peaks season 3.
Doesn't he play like 5 characters or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
There are 3 distinct characters that he plays.
What the fuck?
Distinct
Oh,
characters.
he does play a badass. Okay. Okay, yeah, he does. Okay, cool. That's right. Oh, yeah.
He's amazing. He plays in Twin Peaks, Special Agent Dale Cooper. A catatonic man named Dougie, and the bad version of Cooper, Mr. C.
Which he said he had a lot of trouble trying to figure out. He said he said he was not comfortable going into that role at first because it didn't make any sense to him.
Yes. He wears a leather jacket, and he fucks, and he kills.
Hey, this Twin Peaks script doesn't make much sense. I'm a little confused.
Excuse me, Mr. Lynch.
Can I get the spark notes,
I don't get it. Could
please?
you explain it to me? Fuck you, kid.
Why is there a midget dancing with a talking tree?
Dave Lynch writes a whole nother show to explain it to him.
Oh, wait till you get to the talking tree with a brain at the top of it.
Oh, I've already gotten there.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I finished season 2.
No, season 3, bro.
That's in season 2.
No, there's no talking tree in season 2.
There's definitely a tree.
With a brain on top of it? I feel like you'd
Yeah.
remember that. Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
No, it's not.
Because
when
I've just seen pictures.
When I saw this thing in season 3, I'm like, what the? So, okay. Really quick. We're going to do this Twin Peak pod soon.
Okay.
Maybe by the end of the summer. Can you promise me that? Will you get through Twin Peaks season 3 by the end of the summer?
I gotta like
The real problem is I got to watch the movie.
Oh, yeah, the movie
I
sucks.
just don't want to do it.
Movie sucks. So, remember the midget in the beginning, the early seasons of Twin Peaks? That dude died. So they're like, all right, we got to recast this character.
Yeah.
We got to like fill in the role. And so rather than get another midget, they created a CGI tree with a brain on top and said, I am the newest incarnation of the midget character from the first 2 seasons.
Verbatim, that's what they said.
Basically. It's so good.
What the fuck?
Oh, Twin Peaks.
All right, I gotta see this shit.
Yeah, it's
Bunch
amazing.
of nonsense.
Sounds like
amazing.
Eraserhead to me.
Oh, it's way weirder than Eraserhead.
Really?
Way weirder.
What do you mean
Way
weirder than
weirder.
Eraserhead?
No, it's
What do you mean weirder than Eraserhead?
it's legitimately the greatest thing that David Lynch has ever done, and I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. Like Twin Peaks season 3 is his entire career has led up to this 18 episode stretch. It's amazing,
Wow.
and it is. I'm not overhyping. Ask Jabril, our friend Jabril.
Oh, I know.
Adores Twin Peaks season 3.
Why don't we bring Jabril on for that episode?
Yes, we will. Let's do that. Yeah.
He's gonna listen to this,
Very
by
good.
the way. He's already giddy listening to this right now.
Right.
He's freaking out.
Yeah, Twin Peaks: The Return. Okay. Anyway, continue.
All right.
What were we talking about?
Well, so after this lap dance,
Oh yeah, the lap dance.
she is invited to try out for the big show, and she makes it. And but of course, she kind of figures out that the only reason I got to audition and the only reason I got in is because of this lady Crystal, who I don't like, who thinks I'm a whore. Pulled some strings, and she's playing games with me, and I don't know why, kind of thing. And Crystal ends up sort of trying to befriend her and explaining, like, hey, you and I were the same. We're both whores. And she still doesn't take very well to that.
And every time she hears this, she just shoves whoever just insulted her and storms out of the room.
Her freakouts are just like,
That is her
Yeah,
only emotion.
she is like a bipolar individual.
Yes.
And she really is. I truly mean that. I think that was like either purposeful or just bad acting.
I think it was bad acting.
yeah, but it's bad acting.
I think it's bad
It's bad acting.
Yeah, it could be.
It's a possibility. It's a
There are
distinct
no
possibility.
range of emotions.
No,
with
but
her.
she.
It's on
Well,
and
no,
off.
there are actually 2 ranges of emotions, and they're very extreme.
Yeah.
There's angry
There's,
or naked.
That's
there's
naked is an
extremely-
emotion. What?
extremely giddy, like, oh boy, I found a bag of potato chips, and then being super excited about it.
I forgot
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Or
Oh my
she
God, that's
is
right.
just, push you down the stairs and break your face.
She could just be psychotic, Plenty of psychotic strippers there in LA or Jesus, Las Vegas.
They hint at throughout the movie that she has some sort of dark past that she hasn't revealed,
And then they reveal it in one scene and never again.
and it's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why didn't you tell us about this some way?
What was it
earlier in the
exactly? Your father killed your mother, then killed himself, and then you became a hooker. Like, they do all that exposition in about 10 seconds.
film? Yeah.
McLaughlin just says it.
And then she spits in his face and walks away. Again,
Pretty weird.
This movie has no chill.
So, so she's dancing in this group here, and she begins sleeping with Kyle MacLachlan's character.
Can we talk about that scene?
So this is after the lap dance with him. This is
We skipped over
there's a whole plot line that
few
doesn't really
little
matter.
details. Yeah, we skipped over a few. So there's this other guy who she meets at
Yeah.
a club.
Yeah, this whole plot line's kind of stupid.
He's like a dancer himself, or at least he claims to be a dancer. Now, I did not find his dancing particularly engaging.
I didn't find any of the dancing in this
No,
movie good.
of course
And I'm
it's
not a
not.
dance expert. I have no.
Right.
I can't dance.
You're not a dance expert, Nick? Jesus.
No.
No, it's the problem with anything. It's
But
like if-
everybody sucks.
right. It's
Yeah.
it's like if you're gonna make a movie about a musician and their songs aren't good, you don't buy the movie.
No.
If you have a movie about stand up and the jokes aren't funny, the movie falls flat.
Almost the
I
point.
will say that one lady who was doing like stand up at the strip joint, she was funny.
We liked the fat lady.
Mama,
Yeah, we liked her quite a bit.
I dug Mama. I love that little boob trick she did.
Popping
Like,
it out.
What is that? They rigged some special dress for her that when she moved her arms a certain way, her tits pop out and then it goes back up.
Yeah, she's an older, very large woman.
I would pay money to see that.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
I love the idea that they have the strip joint. Okay, actually, I want to talk about the strip joint for a second because this is actually like, I love this for some reason,
God.
Oh God.
and I'll get into why in a little bit more. But yeah, so they have all of these ladies that are meant to be like attractive strippers, and then they have this one big fat lady who just goes up there and just makes like misogynist jokes, and like she has this shirt, like I said, that just like she moves her arms a certain way and her boobs flash, and it's like all humor. It's not
She's like the master of ceremonies.
Yes.
right. And
How about the owner of the club?
and the owner. So I love this sort of caricature whenever they do it in anything. Of like just this sleazy dude, and he's always like, "This is a classy joint," and it's like,
It's a classy joint, and then 5 seconds later, you're only gonna keep this job if you give me a blowjob.
right, just like these nasty, sleazy club owners who think what they're doing is art. I love that caricature so much.
But you're right though, that comment, this movie is just full of like sexual harassment without subtext, which is another reason why I found the script to be so offensive. It's like, all right, owner of the club is clearly taking advantage of his girls.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, oh, so if you want that promotion, you might have to put in some overtime, you know? Rather than saying something like that, he literally says to the new dancer at the strip joint, you want to last a week here? Give me a blowjob. I insist on
think-
swallowing.
Now I'm gonna make an argument here
Oh, God.
What?
that there was a purpose to that in the film.
Okay. All right, fine. I get that. I'm just saying there is so little chill and so little subtext. It's just saying it in the most
Yeah.
the explicit way possible. Yeah, baby, I expect blowjobs because I'm your boss and you're a stripper.
Yeah.
Can you be a little more artful in the dialogue is all I'm saying.
Sure. It's bad storytelling, is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make the argument now then.
Okay. This is where he loops it around to Full Metal Jacket.
Here he goes.
No, not here.
Okay.
No, just I think like one thing that sort of I guess because like you said, the movie is pretty offensive and like it is any chance that it gets to go over the top, it does. Any chance that it gets to like do shock value or offend you, it does. But I do think one of the major like I could actually pick out a theme sort of,
Okay.
and one of the themes is I think that between these two lines of work of stripping and whoring or whatever versus being like a dancer at this club, at least one of them's honest is sort of what they go for. And everything they do at that strip joint is very honest, very blunt. It's like, we say it's this and this is what it is. Whereas at the other joint, everything is lying, deception, people pulling strings, and it's all politics, so to speak, in a way.
And not being
you know?
honest about what they're actually doing.
Right. They're they're not actually being honest about what it is.
Okay, I understand your point. I'm not sure though that we're supposed to leave this movie thinking, yeah, she was better off at the
Right.
the scummy
No.
strip
Again,
joint.
I'm not saying it's a good movie, but I'm saying I could see attempts at themes, attempts at.
All right.
Yeah, yes. It definitely took
That's
the
my point.
side of the strip club. I think the more broad theme is Vegas just ain't for you, lady.
Sure.
Like no matter what side of the tracks you're on, get the fuck out of town. I don't know, that was my theme.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what
and
I
it's
took
like,
away
you
from
know,
it.
everybody is so horrible.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just so.
Well, because they did set up a few times who is Nomi gonna choose in this sort of romantic game she's playing. You know, she has this weird thing with Gina Gershon. She's fucking Kyle MacLachlan. She almost has sex with this other dancer that she met at the club, but it turns out he's just as big a scumbag. You think for a second he actually believes in the art form and he's going to teach her how to become a dancer, and you know, she's going to leave the flashy stardom in favor of this true artist. And it turns out, no, they don't go there at all. It's just every man is there to harass you and exploit your body for their own pleasure. And it's like,
Yes,
geez, what
which
a bleak movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I give my favorite quote of the whole movie, though? This
Sure.
is the guy after he bails her out of jail. Remember, they go to the club, they're dancing at the club, they get in a fight with one of the club goers, and she is bailed out of jail by the guy that she was dancing with. And he says during that scene, "You're getting my dick wet, but you're not really dancing." Remember he says that?
Oh God.
So they're walking out of the prison or the jail, and he goes, "You're not just a pain in my ass or a pain in my dick. You're also a..." Oh, wait a minute.
You did it wrong.
I did it wrong. Shit.
I was gonna say, yep, you did it wrong.
Fuck. Take two. "You're not just a pain in my head or a pain in my dick. You're also a pain in my ass."
That is
What a
great
great
dialogue.
line.
I love that quote.
Beautiful dialogue right there.
Sorry for fucking it up.
I was gonna as soon as you
all
said it, I was
good.
like, Jesus, but I'm not gonna stop him.
Okay.
Can't let him.
So, I guess. You want me to just continue with the plot? Let's just get through it real quick.
Go for it.
Because that whole plot line, there's that whole other plot line with that other guy, doesn't really work out. But basically, you know, he supposedly believes in her. Truth is, he's lying to her, and he's lying to other women just to get to sleep with them.
Yes. Yep.
Right. It's more of the same. So, but at this point, she's sleeping with the producer of the show, and for the rest of the movie, it's kind of her quick rise to the top.
A real Star
she-
is Born story.
Right, and there's sure, and there's a lot of politics going on, or not even scheming is a better word going on. One of the other dancers doesn't get along with a third dancer, and she breaks the necklace on the ground so that one of the guys slips while holding her, so she gets injured. Right, and
That is some Looney Tunes shit right there.
right.
And marbles on the ground.
And that girl is the second behind the lead star. Nomi, because she's sleeping with the producer, gets that spot.
Right.
And then the lead girl basically is like, "Well, I don't want her there." And so
Because you're sleeping
Nomi
with my
and-
man.
right? Because Crystal and the producer were sleeping together.
Right.
So,
Wait, let's not
Nomi-
move over, let's not breeze past the marble shit. Because I just want to talk
don't-
about how this could be the most ridiculous plot device in the entire script.
It doesn't even go anywhere. It's not. It's completely unnecessary.
It's literally banana peel in front of Elmer Fudd. Yeah,
Sure.
that's literally what this is. I cannot believe the script
they could
actually
have done
went
it.
there.
They could have done it some other way.
I'm going to spill the marbles on the ground. I can predict exactly where those marbles are going to land. And I know that based on where the marbles land, one particular dancer will step on them, fall over themselves, and severely injure the woman that he's carrying.
The real thing that makes it for me is that every time this happens, because this kind of happens twice in the movie, the characters respond in the most deceptive and what's the word I'm trying to say? Jesus Christ! Why can't I talk? Fuck! They respond as if they're not to be trusted. What the hell's the word?
I believe deceptive
Oh,
is the word.
No,
you're
it's
looking
not
for.
deceptive.
No,
It's
I
not
know what you're talking about.
suspicious?
They
Yes,
respond
fucking
like a supervillain.
I'm trying to say suspicious.
They respond like a supervillain.
Yes, they're like, oh, tough break every time something like this happens. Yes,
Did she fall? Who knew? Like, yeah.
it's
Exactly right.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate again, Nico.
yeah.
Yes.
All right? They're
Go for it.
dancers. They know where the dancers are going to be, so they know where to place the marbles, all right? Second point.
But she
On
didn't
a
place
dot-
the marble.
She just drops
threw
them.
Now, she placed them.
How do you place marbles by dropping them?
Well, they were not
They're
marbles.
gonna
They
roll
were-
around on the stage.
No, they were flat-sided.
Oh my god!
They were relatively round with flat sides.
This is like she's
Okay.
chucking dice.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how.
Now,
This is literally
point two.
how the Roadrunner knows exactly where Wile E. Coyote is gonna be when Acme
Listen,
drops a
point
bomb
two.
on him.
Point 2. A bunch of dancers on a diet of only rice and vegetables are very frail. All right. The slightest fall and they're going to be injured for years.
This is fair.
Excellent point.
If you cough on them,
All right.
funny, they'll break a
They
bone.
weigh 70 pounds soaking wet. These girls.
Nick loves this
All right.
movie. He really does love
He
this
is
movie.
so
Yeah.
defending it.
Yeah.
Don't even lie.
Nick's a fan. You could just say
No,
it.
at the end of the day, I don't like it or love it. I just don't think it's as bad as what people say. I'm starting to feel that way. I'm starting to feel like people think it's worse than it is.
How about the scene
Okay.
where they're like, "Hey, lady, your nipples aren't perky enough. Rub some ice on them,"
Makes sense.
and it becomes her like nightly routine
It makes sense.
where the stagehand gets her ice cubes to rub on her nipples.
Okay,
so
see,
they
I don't
perk
have a
up.
problem with this.
Okay.
If you want to make your nipples perky, you rub ice on them. It's cold. What do you
It's such
want?
a peculiar pervy detail.
What do
though,
you
to
want? What are
include in
they
the
going to
movie.
do?
It's such a pervy detail in there for no reason.
Listen, I think this movie, if they made it, if they picked a different lead actress and they made it an hour 20 and got rid of all of the weird pervy stuff, it could have been okay.
Okay,
Sure.
whatever you say. I do
Get
not
rid of the
agree,
ice
but okay.
cubes.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, put more Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes.
I'm erect. Why aren't you erect?
Oh my God.
How about that line?
I didn't like that line.
Your nipples aren't perky enough.
I did like the line, and this is the one that made me think of Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Jacket. I was a Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Very different.
Oh my God.
This is the scene that made me think of Full Metal Jacket. Was when she's learning to the dance routine, and the guy is just yelling at her, "Thrust it, thrust it, thrust it." While
That's
she's
what made
lying-
you think? That's
I'm
what made
thinking
you
of like
think
a
of
drill
it?
instructor like yelling at you like in your face, you know?
You're
I
so
love that.
ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. I didn't know they stack shit that high.
It's exactly like Full Metal Jacket, actually.
Yeah, we think
It's
about
exa-
it.
It's exactly like Full Metal Jacket.
First half is okay, then the second half is just weird.
Texas, only steers and queers come from Texas.
He just wants to quote Arlie Ermy the entire time now.
That's it.
A jelly donut.
Choke yourself.
How about the monkeys?
Oh,
What about the monkeys? There's monkeys.
Why were they there?
no reason.
I didn't see the
Vegas.
monkeys in the dance routine.
Because it's fake.
Because it's Vegas. There are monkeys.
Yep.
Someone
There was an
brought their monkeys
implication
to
that the
work.
monkeys were part of the dance routine, and there were no monkeys in the dance routine, and I'm pretty disappointed by that.
they
what
were
it tells me
chucking-
is that they didn't have a budget for trained monkeys. They had a budget for monkeys to run around a room.
And shit everywhere, apparently. They were chucking shit everywhere. And we didn't see that either.
Yeah, we didn't see the monkey shit. Like, that really took me out of the film when I didn't see the monkey shit.
Okay.
Big flaw. That should have been in Roger Ebert's
They didn't have
review.
the budget for the monkey shit or the real period blood. They didn't have the budget for either or.
I was a little confused by that. Like, why didn't they... I won't continue.
Yeah,
But
let's not continue that train of thought.
I was a little... I don't know. It was a weird decision.
Okay, Adam enjoys doing it crime scene style. So I think he was disappointed when they didn't follow through.
Okay.
Is that a fair
what?
characterization?
Sure.
Okay. He was very upset when the characters did not have sex when she was on her
I
period.
was a little upset, yes.
Oh.
I was like, come on. Come on,
Well, this
dude.
movie was written by men.
No, I was like, come on, dude, be a
What
gentleman.
did you expect? No, this wasn't written by gentlemen, Adam. This movie was not written by a gentleman.
Oh my lord.
Let's be very clear.
Not comfortable with this conversation, Nico?
Let's get to the swimming pool scene. Let's get to a far more comfortable scene in the movie.
What, where she has sex with Kyle MacLachlan?
Yes.
In the pool?
Yes.
Where
Magical.
he pours champagne all over her naked body. And then she flails around like a fish out of water in the water.
How about when he gives her or when she gives him a blowjob underwater?
Okay, now this doesn't make sense.
How does the physics work on
I'm calling physics bullshit here.
Yeah.
that? How can you suck on a dick
This
and
makes
not be
less sense than Interstellar.
right? How can you be doing
Yes.
that and not
yes.
be
Okay,
taking
we
on
agree on something, Nick.
water in your lungs? There's definitely no way you could suck on an object underwater and not take in
Other
heaps of
more-
water.
Accurate.
You drown.
Right.
Well, Nico, have you ever sucked a dick underwater?
No, can't say I have.
All right. Well,
No.
it's
And you're hardly the
yeah,
expert.
it's an acquired taste from what I hear.
She could be a mermaid. There's no evidence that she's not a mermaid. I'm just gonna say.
It's possible.
We have no
yeah, I think
evidence
you're
that
right.
she's not a mermaid.
Most far-fetched detail in this entire movie is the blowjob underwater.
Underwater blowjob.
That don't work, bro.
You think they actually did it? Underwater blowjob.
It's possible.
I really hope they actually did it.
Yeah, the flailing around was when it went over the top for me. I'm like, I cannot believe they did this scene in this way.
The water is
Fierce.
splashing on her face.
Yeah, there's these dolphin fountains that are, by the way, awesome pool. Cool pool area. But the fountain's like raining down on top of her face, and they're thrusting. They're not even just like having sex. They're like what's like the best thing? It's like a rocking chair essentially. Like they're doing like a rocking chair motion. And she's
You
like
ever
flailing-
seen a mechanical bull?
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She was riding Kyle MacLachlan as though he was a mechanical bull.
But he wasn't moving.
Right.
How do you do that? Like she's perpendicular to him. Like that's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen. There's no way they enjoyed that. There's no way you could enjoy that position. I'm just saying, like
They must have. I think it was probably a saltwater pool because there's no way she would have floated that easily. That's the only way the physics make sense. But then she couldn't have done the blowjob, unless they had two pools.
she could have just been holding her breath, you know.
You can't, bro.
Sure,
You can.
Yeah.
You can suck
Especially
and
because-
not inhale.
Yeah.
If she did inhale that water and it was salt water, then she would have just been more thirsty. So I'm really having trouble with the physics here. The science is.
Zach needs to come back right now.
To explain the science to us.
Yeah, we
Yes.
need him. We miss him already.
We need him here so desperately.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That happened. Let's. I
I wanted
guess.
to talk about this.
Let's talk about the rape scene. Can we just? No, we need to get this out of the way.
I love. Okay, this happens all the time on this podcast. I just want to say that right now. Let's talk about the rape scene. With no transition, by the way, it's like, okay, let's just get to it.
No, we need to get to
You
it.
know what though? It's just as jarring as the scene was. So
You know what? Fair.
This is a horribly offensive scene to put in the movie. Not
I
because I'm
agree.
against like depicting rape on screen. I'm far from it. Like
He
I
loves
think,
it, actually.
Stop. No, I think like
I would say about just shy of 100% of the time it's not necessary to depict it.
No, I don't think that's true. I think it can
Compared
be
to the
done
amount of
artfully.
times they do depict it, I would say just shy of 100% of the time.
All right. Okay.
Fair.
Maybe fair. Yeah, I just think if you do it artfully, you have to do it respectfully. It works. This was just thrown in for seemingly no reason.
Yeah. Pretty
I'm
much.
not sure what we were supposed to learn. I'm not sure why this guy became a villain.
nothing.
Explain who this dude is.
I mean, he's this big star that they keep making mention to the whole film, a singer, I think.
Yeah.
And Nomi's best friend roommate loves him. She thinks he's like, she loves his music and she wants to meet him. And lo and behold, with Nomi's fame, they get that chance to meet him, and she introduces her best friend to this guy, and he takes her upstairs, and just he and two of his buddies just, it's horrible.
Yes.
3 guys.
3 guys, and they punch her in the face repeatedly.
It's very
too.
violent. Very
so she
violent.
doesn't.
Like,
yeah.
She can't get away.
And it's like they're immediately just like yelling like "shut up, bitch," and they just like punch her, and it's very
Oh God.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And even what they're saying, like there's you know, they're saying like fuck her in like the most aggressive, violent way you could possibly imagine. And the way the scene ends with her like hobbling downstairs and she's bleeding out of her vagina, it's just,
Seriously.
Oh.
it's so bad.
Very just I mean, this is certainly something that should not have been in the movie.
No, there's
Should not
no
be in any movie.
Yeah, I mean, again, like if you want to play a scene like that, like if you want to depict a violent, again, there's nothing wrong with depicting a violent rape scene. You just have to make it make sense. Like you
Well,
have to.
there also, I mean, there has to be a purpose to it, and you also have to consider, like, do we actually need to show this?
Yes.
But it comes at a weird point structurally too, because essentially, her friend gets raped, she goes after the guy, and then the film ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Nomi
it.
does. She goes back and she finds the guy and she kicks the shit out of him. And it's like it's kind of like I'm actually gonna really quick just it's kind of feels like you're watching Kill Bill for a second.
Yes. It's that sort of spirit, but Kill Bill is specifically it's played up for that. That is the
Right.
commentary.
I know. This comes out of left. This comes out of left field.
Right.
And,
And
all
Kill
of a sudden,
Kill Bill 2 is a feminist movie. Like it's a movie about feminism, and it's supposed to be an artistic depiction of feminism.
It's also a genre picture. That's why
Right.
it's doing those things.
right. And
Right.
yes, it's self-aware.
and that's not what this movie is.
Right.
And it
it's
didn't need to be
self-aware,
there.
And she, the character of the bride, seeks revenge in that movie for crimes committed against her. This, for some reason, they get the friend involved.
Yeah.
Which made no sense. There's no reason to victimize the friend. What are we learning by victimizing the friend?
Nothing. I don't even know what she learned from that.
You know, I guess the implication is it's a dangerous world, Las Vegas, and you should try to protect all those that you love. And because, so are we saying that Elizabeth Berkley has culpability for what happened to the friend? Because that's sort of what they imply.
I guess.
Like, you're the one that invited
That's
her
a
to this
horrible
party.
message.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was clearly not thought out at all. There was no thought put into this decision whatsoever, which is why it was so offensive.
With the lack of heart. I mean, it literally ends with her going up to her friend afterwards and being like, I just kicked the shit out of this guy. I love you. Bye.
Right.
Now,
That's
if
it.
this is the reason that people hate this film, which is a perfectly legitimate reason to hate this film, completely justified. Can't argue.
Yeah, but
And
there
it
were
is
a lot
that
of
bad.
decisions like that, though. I mean, I guess not like so morally repugnant, but still decisions that made no sense on like a script level.
Yeah, making no sense is one thing, but this is actually over the top. It's
Yes.
to a different level of the rest of the over the topness of this whole movie.
Right.
Well, I think it just illustrates how arbitrary most of this movie actually is.
Correct.
Which is why I completely agree with Nick, where he said like it could be like an hour 20 and we would get the point.
Yep,
So
I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you entirely. So there's that scene. No reason
that was
for it
horrible.
whatsoever.
yeah.
And so at the end of the day, she pushes Gina Gershon down the stairs.
Well, I mean, we're so out of order.
Yeah, I know.
way before that, but
But yeah, she does, and she takes the spot, and she ends up visiting Gina in the hospital, too, after visiting her friend in the hospital. And Gina's like, basically like, she's not upset. She's like, hey, this is how I got the job, too. I get it.
which
I,
I
pushed someone down the stairs myself.
Now, actually, I kind of liked that, and they do sort of do this. No. They sort of do this really uncomfortable but like interesting Groundhog Day thing where they start showing Nomi in the exact same scenes as where Crystal was earlier in the film, being the star and getting the spotlight and all this, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was okay.
I did not buy Crystal's turn from like, oh, don't worry about it.
Well,
That's true.
Didn't work for me at all. And the conclusion of the
I
scene.
kind of got the impression that Crystal just felt the entire thing was a game. I don't think she ever took any of it seriously.
Okay. Maybe.
And so she admitted that she had lost. So
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
make it.
I
I lost.
don't
Let's
think she
make
cared.
out.
She got her money.
right.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the scene, the two of them just make out in a hospital room.
A little weird.
Yeah, for no particular reason.
It's like they were trying to build sexual tension between these two characters, but it was never believable. It was like season 8 of Game of Thrones with Jon Snow and Daenerys.
I think a little worse than that, but yes, point taken.
You know what? Not that much worse. Not that
Really
much
not.
worse.
Very not believable.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really liked
The
the
movie. What?
cheeseburger as a symbol for happiness and freedom in this movie.
Okay. Do you want to go with this
And
one?
I think that's the main takeaway.
The cheeseburger?
I think cheeseburgers are freedom and happiness, and rice and vegetables is slavery. Being a slave to the system.
We made a nice comment about that cheeseburger scene and how sloppy she is eating that thing in the car. You remember that?
That's freedom, baby.
I guess it is. Maybe you're right.
I buy it.
Sure.
Let's play.
This is really pro McDonald's propaganda. No, it's more like In-N-Out Burger.
More like In-N-Out Burger? All right. I've never had an In-N-Out Burger.
But ching.
No, but see, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking because of Vegas.
All right, you're done. We're playing a game now. How many Drew carries? Is that all right?
No.
I thought that was one of my better ones.
Not even close.
Sorry
You
to hear
missed. You missed.
that. Sorry to hear that. Can we do McLaughlin?
Do you want to do... You just want to do... Well, what about if we do Twin Peaks?
Oh, there are plenty of other people to do if we do Twin Peaks.
I'll do McLaughlin. I'll do him.
All right.
There are plenty of other superstars
All right.
to do for season 3 of Twin Peaks.
We're doing McLaughlin. Jesus Christ.
Now, is it McLaughlin or McGoughlin? I gotta.
McLaughlin. It might be...
Doesn't matter.
I want to say it's McLaughlin.
Special Agent Dale Cooper.
That's what it's going to write on his gravestone.
Could go either way because it's a CH sound.
McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be McLaughlin, actually.
Well, there's no PH, so I think it's just McLaughlin or McLaughlin.
I think it's McLaughlin. Kyle?
The quote, boy next door, if that boy spent lots of time alone in the basement, is how Rich Cohen described Kyle MacLachlan in 1994 for Rolling Stone. That distinctly askew wholesomeness made MacLachlan a natural to become famous as the alter ego of twisted director David Lynch. What a great way to describe this man. The boy next door, if he spent a lot of time in the basement. Best known for
Pretty perfect.
Twin Peaks, Dune, Blue Velvet, and I guess this movie.
All right.
All right. You want me to go first? You want him to go first?
You can go first.
I'll say somewhere in the ballpark of $5 million. So let's go 30. Let's go 30. Let's go 30
Okay.
McLaughlins to get to 165 million.
That would be 5.5 for you.
The net worth of Drew Carey.
Yep. So 5.5 million here. What about you, Nick Evangelista? What do you got for me?
Stole my answer.
Really? Wow. Okay.
0.33. That's 6.5 million.
0.33. Oh, wow.
Is that right? No, not
54, you mean? You're
Yeah.
looking for the number 54 or 55.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I did my math wrong. 6.5 million.
Okay.
All right. 6.5 million for Nick.
I meant 133rd, I think is what I meant. You said 130th.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Okay.
We got 6.5 million from you. Is that what it came out to essentially? And then
Yep.
5.5 million from you.
Correct.
All right. Not bad, guys. But the actual net worth of one Kyle MacLachlan, star of Dune and Desperate Housewives.
Is he on Desperate Housewives?
Yeah, he is.
He was in Sex and the City as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I think he was
What is-
Sarah Jessica
he's-
Parker's romantic interest in Sex and the City.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Poor guy is right because guess what? He is only worth $3 million.
You ain't worth shit.
Wow. That seems low. That seems too low. Poor guy.
He makes David Lynch movies.
So what?
There ain't no money in David Lynch movies.
He's spending a ton of shit.
There ain't no money in Blue Velvet.
He voiced the
Also, when you
dad
spend
in,
all your money on
fucking
blowing hookers,
Inside
and then-
Out. I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, this dude could be a massive Hollywood star if he wanted to be, but instead he decided to hang out with the weirdos.
Because he's a weirdo.
It's not like he doesn't have an investment portfolio, okay? Like,
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Fair.
Kyle MacLachlan. All right. Well, this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
How
There
many
you go.
more days does Adam have left on his suspension?
I mean, I'm way past my 6 mark, but
You're
Are you?
definitely not. No.
yes, I am.
Definitely not.
Yes, I am, because I've been keeping count. I'm at 8.
When we feel like having him back, we'll have him back.
See, I knew it was going to come to that. Like, yeah, we're just going to kick him off forever. Like, I'm done.
I actually like this role for you a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're born to do it.
Just tell you what the price of something is.
Yeah.
That's fucking
You're
lame.
born to use Google.
Wow, thanks, guys.
You are like a human barcode scanner. That's what you are. You were born. I just scan you at Walmart. You tell me what the price is. You don't speak, and I leave.
I'm not worth anything myself, though.
That also is true. Yeah. Okay, guys. We will be back next week with more Why Is This a Thing shenanigans. All 3 of us will be here next week, right?
Yep.
And then the following week, Nick and I will be doing fun stuff. You'll be hanging out with Minnie Mouse. And, you know, we have some interesting things planned.
Yep.
I think we had some ideas. We'll keep kicking them around for you. We are also doing the Movie Hall of Fame. Adam Hall and I are each and every week. Those come out normally Thursdays, sometimes on Fridays. You can subscribe on the website tmt.media or too-many-thoughts-media.com. We did the year 1975 last week, the class of 1975, and I thought that was a very spirited conversation.
For the most part. It was only like, it was interesting to talk about the movies, and then it just became kind of fun when we got to Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville was an interesting conversation. Even though I was dying, I was in a bad place. I was. Oh God, my head has never hurt so bad in my entire life.
We have a really fun podcast coming out later this week. We'll be doing the year 2000. And I have no idea where we're going to go with that.
That's why I'm excited, though. This is one of the first years where it's like, oh yeah, wait, which is the actual best film? We don't know.
So that is coming up. Movie Hall of Fame. Subscribe to that. Cultured Nico Show. I do them all on the website, tmt.media or too-many-thoughts-media.com. Rate and review on iTunes. Leave us 5 stars. Subscribe to us on Twitter at TMT_media. All can be found on the site. Nick, fun project in the works, right?
Yep, we are. Our newest podcast will be kicking off pretty soon. Next few weeks or so.
When should we announce
You'll see
it?
it.
Next week?
I think maybe when it's done being recorded.
Okay. All right.
That's like a
plan.
good.
Good plan.
Yeah. Let's not overpromise. Let's underpromise, overdeliver.
Right.
That one's going to be a lot of fun. I talked to some people that you're working on this, and they seem like awesome lads and lasses.
Ooh, we're actually bringing women.
There's
going to
be a woman or 2 on this website. It's
2.
actually happening.
Wow. Girls.
We let the girls in the treehouse, man. Are about to become part of the Why Is This a Thing family. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's it. Love you all.
Yeah.
Until next time. You have all been naughty.
No.